Oh yeah, there we go. Jump off the map. Let's see how much damage that was. Woo! That was nice. Oh, my game crashed. It was so much damage. It literally crashed my game. What the
No
hell?
way.
It did. It crashed.
No.
It crashed. Oh, baby, there it is. Yes. Oh, I did it. Oh, man. Let's look at these
Yes.
numbers. Oh, oh man. That's a lot of freaking damage for one punch. 2.75? Oh my god. That's insane. All right. Hey YouTube, I'm Lucky, and in today's video, I'm going to show you how you can do Omega DPS with one punch on your Titan. Now, just as a disclaimer before I dive too deep into this is not especially easy to set up. It's going to take you some time. You're going to have to spec your build out, right? And you're going to have to learn a variety of different techniques in order to pull off this Omega DPS punch. Also, I'm not the one that invented this by any means. This has been out for a while. I recently saw people speedrunning the Duality Dungeon, Salto Greppo, Zemo, and I've seen other clips floating around from Ritz RC. And I thought to myself, why don't I go into the dungeon myself and try this out? See how easy it is, see how reasonable it is. Obviously, a lot of speedrunners are doing this, but is this actually manageable for someone that's not trying to do speedruns? Could people be doing this on the regular? And the answer is yes, but with an asterisk, because there is such a short timer on that Worm God Caress Burning Fist buff that it's not especially easy to keep that timer going. You got to kill an ad and then immediately kill another ad. It's got like 4 second timer before you lose that buff, and you need to get 5 stacks of that in order for that to work. So if you have teammates trying to clear ads, it's going to make it especially painful and take away a huge amount of your damage, because in order to do this Omega DPS punch, you have to stack together a variety of weapon buffs, ability buffs, and debuffs all together in order to do that one hit punch. But let's start from the very beginning with my subclass. We're going to be just rocking bubble. We got the tall wall. We've got catapult lift. You could also use the short wall because it has a shorter cooldown that might be helpful to you. Catapult lift just for skating. We've got the shield batch, which will be extremely important to this. You'll definitely need this. Magnetic grenade is for debuffing. We have offensive bulwark, which is going to be important. You have to get the overshield, and when you get that overshield, you have an increased melee range and damage. And so that's going to be especially important to get that overshield and not lose it, because then you'll lose that offensive bulwark damage buff. Then we have Bastion, which is just a simple way of getting your overshield. When you get that overshield, you'll get offensive bulwark to proc. So you put your wall down, you can get that overshield. You can also get the overshield through a variety of other ways, and we're going to be extending that timer with Echo of Persistence. You could also swap this out for Echo of Provision, so that way you can get your melee energy back. That will be really important if you want to use this Omega DPS punch multiple times on a raid boss or on that dungeon boss in particular. Then next up, we have Echo of Leeching, which is melee final blows start health regeneration for you and nearby allies. That's actually really helpful because when you're out there trying to bash all these red bar enemies, you're going to get shot a good amount, and getting your health back is actually quite nice. And then along with this, we have Echo of Undermining, which is your void grenades weaken targets, which is going to be especially important with the stack of debuffs and buffs that we're working together. And to clarify, the damage that I was doing there was just strictly solo damage. I had a teammate there with me just so I could get to boss damage a little bit faster, but you can see in the video that they didn't do any damage or debuffing to the enemy. You could actually stack more to this if you had a fire team, but in this instance, I'm just going over how much damage you can do individually. So all the debuffs and buffs together are as follows. We are throwing our magnetic grenade at some point in time, which will then proc Echo of Undermining, which is a debuff. Then we're also going to be placing our wall down, or you can use your shield bash at some point in time, which will give you a void overshield, which will proc offensive bulwark. Along with that, we're going to melee 5 separate enemies, and that gives you that 4 second timer for burning fist. And then the last thing we're going to combine with this is a 1-2 punch shotgun, preferably the Wastelander because it's in the kinetic slot, so then you can slot a glaive for that particular dungeon boss, but you don't have to do that. You could use any 1-2 punch shotgun for this instance. And in order to get the benefits of the Omega damage melee, you have to sprint, slide, fire a shotgun shot, which all the pellets have to land for 1-2 punch to proc, which isn't that hard because you're going to be really close to them. Immediately afterwards, you're going to click your shield bash, and that shield bash hit is what does the massive amount of damage. And this is actually theoretically possible to do on any dungeon boss or raid boss inside Destiny 2. It just would require having a variety of different ads near the boss, so that way you can proc Burning Fists and have that 4 second timer and able to get that shoulder charge shield bash off in time. And along with that, I'm going to go over all of the mods on the armor. We've got a melee well maker, we've got elemental charge, we've got bountiful wells, another melee well maker, and then we're going to have heavy handed, which is especially important in trying to get your melee energy back if you're going to do this to the boss multiple times to try to, solo kill the boss in one phase. And that's pretty much it for this build. The Omega one-hit punch build of Destiny 2, currently probably the most damage that you could possibly do instantaneously to a boss, dungeon boss, raid boss, whatever it may be, more so than most supers in the game with just one punch on your Titan. Certainly a fun combination of debuffs and buffs from this class. Let me know your thoughts about this down in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this build video, make sure to subscribe with notifications on, smash the like button. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Later. Refresh it here. Oh, baby, there it is. Yes. Oh, I did it. Oh, man. Let's look at these numbers. Oh, oh man. That's a lot of freaking damage for one punch. 2.75? Oh my god. That's insane.